Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasadashiva.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda.
There are some great spiritual sciences unique to Hinduism. Subtle, otherworldly, but definitive sign. Manifest the cosmic beings in Archavatara, deities in Nijavatara, living incarnations is possible. Understand? Kriya Pada of Vedas and Agamas elaborately explain the whole science of making the cosmic beings manifest in Archavatara, deities and Nijavatara, living incarnations, both. During the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, literally those cosmic beings manifest through this body. Just like how they manifest in Archavatara, deity, they manifest in Nijavatara, Pratyakshavatara, and give you all the boons you ask, bless you. You see, each God is an independent intelligence to lead you to enlightenment. Each God is a bridge for you to achieve the Shivatva, the ultimate Shiva consciousness. Krishna is the bridge for you to achieve the Krishna consciousness. But Shiva consciousness, Krishna consciousness, all consciousness is one and the same. Ultimate consciousness only. So that energy itself completely expresses.
Just like Radhika, when I see my own sweetness in the mirror, I become eager to taste it. I find that the only way to relish this sweetness is through the constitution of Sri Radhika.
Bhava Samadhi Darshan is a window to the infinite expanse of consciousness, allowing us to glimpse the formless in a way that we can understand. It cleanses the karmas of lifetimes. It awakens our biomemory to the space of Paramashiva, the ultimate consciousness, and creates a deep and lasting transformation in us.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva.
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasya ekam nityam vimalam achalam sarvadi sakshibhutam bhavaditam trigunarahitam sadgurum tam namami. Nithyananda, I offer my humble obeisance, my humble pranam at the divine lotus feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and I welcome all of you who are joining with us from across the world, in all the different countries, in the different locations, the different KAILASA de facto spiritual embassies across the world. And I welcome each and every one of you who is joining with us right now for this Parashakti Akashic reading program. And as well for this auspicious occasion, as we are celebrating the Nithyanandotsavam of the 45th Nithyanandotsavam, celebrating the advent of the avatar on planet Earth 45 years ago at this time. We were graced with the most compassionate and highest, most powerful energy in the human form on planet Earth as we live and as we breathe. We are each so blessed to be able to live at the same time as the avatar himself and be a part of this grand Leela. So I welcome each and every one of you to today's celebrations. And as we are going forward, we will be celebrating the Nithyanandotsavam celebrations, now entering into the Parashakti Akashic reading program. Devi is the ultimate pure feminine consciousness, the cosmic mother. She is the source Shakti. It is her cosmic womb, the Brahmanda Yoni, from which billions and billions of souls, of universes, everything which is life comes out and goes in. She is the source where the Big Bang and the black hole goes on. Parashakti is the main deity of the sacred feminine and the consort of Bhagavan Paramashiva, who is the primordial divinity of Hinduism. And each and every one of us, there is an energy which is constantly giving birth, expressing itself. That is the feminine energy, Parashakti. When you awaken the feminine consciousness in you, you radiate the space, state, the powers of Paramashiva. And worshipping and completion with the cosmic mother, Parashakti, is the direct method to heal and complete your biomemory and all the associated pains and sufferings in your life, and to manifest the state space powers of Paramashiva. And out of his extreme compassion and love, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is manifesting Devi Parashakti herself and gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, and delivering profound spiritual truths, ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. So what exactly are the Akashic readings, and how can they benefit us? Akashic readings is not a prediction. It is a reading from the cosmic archives. Beyond space, creation and destruction happen simultaneously. And in the dimension of time starts the past, present, and future. Because Akashic records are stored in the Akasha, the space dimension, there's no past, no present, and no future. That is why what you call as happened, happening, and yet to happen are already clearly recorded. And today, we are going to be experiencing the Bhava Samadhi Darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And this is a very, very unique process. Just the darshan means to come face to face with the cosmos. And darshan means to have a glimpse of. And just as the sun continues to radiate light, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, incarnation of Paramashiva, always radiates that superconscious energy. And the moment we catch it and we behold the avatar, that is a moment of darshan for us. And it has power to cleanse lifetimes of karma and bring lasting, deep transformation inside of each and every one of us. And the phenomenon of Bhava Samadhi Darshan happens through the physiological phenomenon called the mirror neurons. And mirror neurons are there inside of each and every one of us that activate and process all of the information and the observed movements of the avatar exactly as it is happening inside of the avatar, wherever he is inside of us. And we are able to simply mirror the reactions, the productions, everything that is happening inside of the brain of the avatar. So that super conscious energy and those highly powerful vibrations are all happening within inside of us. And this is a science that has so much of evidence which is backed to it. And the Bhava Samadhi Darshan can as well awaken your Kundalini Shakti, which has so many profound health benefits, including visibly slowing down the aging process and improving immunity to disease, and as well awakening all of the powers of the third eye. And all of this is given to us wherever we are, as a way for us to awaken our highest potential inside of us by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So before we go into the next segments of today's program, let us briefly be introduced to who is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of KAILASA, a macrocosmic, ancient, enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva, as per Hinduism, recognized by his predecessors who are enlightened masters and adepts. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple-based universities as a lifestyle for humanity. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived the ancient monastic Hindu kingdoms, including as the present 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam of the KAILASA Shamala Pita Sarvagna Pita, which is the oldest papal monastic kingdom and indigenous kingdom of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the successor of the Arunachala Sarvagna Pitam in 1994 at the mere age of 16. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded the mission, the Nithyananda Sangha, to revive KAILASA internationally at the age 21 in 1999. And founded Adi KAILASA Sarvagna Pitam, as you can see here, as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is consecrating the land of Adi KAILASA Sarvagna Pitam on the 4th of November 2002, when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was just 24. And as well declared as the successor of the Bhagyanagara Sripura Sarvagna Pitam at the age 26 on the 1st of January 2004. And the incumbent emperor of the Surya Vamsa Surangi Samrajyam of the Surya Vamsa lineage at age 26 on the 31st of December 2004, and the reviver of the Adi Pallava Sarvagna Pitam at age 29 in 2007, and coronated as the successor of the Kashi Sarvagna Pitam at age 30 in 2008. And officially coronated as the Mahamandaleshwar of the Mahanirvani Akada, the largest apex monastic order, the youngest Mahamandaleshwar at age 35. And as well coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Tanjavur Adinam in 2014, and coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Tiruvarur Adinam as well in 2014, and also coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Vedaranyam Adinam. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is coronated as Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Dharma Mukti Svargapuram Adinam at age 37 in 2015, and coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Adipeta Kolada Mutt at age 37 in 2015, and as well elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders at age 37 in 2015. And today, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revered as the most prolific, most viewed guru in the digital world, read and watched by 1 billion plus followers in Hinduism, and the leader of the world's greatest Hindu digital nation, reaching out to the 2 billion Hindus and enriching the lives of billions through the digital platforms serving over 27 years of tireless humanitarian services and initiatives, including free vegetarian food bank, medical services, natural disaster relief, women empowerment initiatives, conflict resolution, and peace initiatives, sustainable Hindu practices through various international agencies and bodies. Authored over 1,250 and books and 10,000 articles. Excuse me. Authored over 1,250 books and 10,000 articles in 3 languages, English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, translated into 50 further languages. And these books are available for you to download freely. And over 20 million copies of books and articles sold, read, and downloaded. Established the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million palm leaf scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. And over 10,000 hours of discourses, over 1 billion views on social media. Respected as a commentator of all the sacred scriptures, such as the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, the Shiva Sutras, the Yoga Sutras, the Ashtavakra Gita, and the Jain Sutras. And honored as a leader of Hinduism, the most awarded, internationally recognized Hindu leader, and acclaimed as one of the top 100 spiritually influential living personalities by Watkins' Mind, Body, Spirit magazine. And as well, the reviver of the Sovereign Order of KAILASA, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and the Nithyananda Order of monks, nuns, and the Hindu diaspora, who are working for global peace and to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. And as the establisher of the largest Hindu university in the world, with satellite campuses in 150 countries, the establisher of 1,000 plus KAILASA Enlightenment ecosystems, and the founder and reviver of over 100 Sarvagnipitas. So with this, that brings us to a conclusion of this segment in today's program. And now we'll be moving on into the next segment, which is the demonstration of extraordinary powers done by the Nithyananda Gurukul Balasans. So with this, we'll now be moving on after a quick break.
There are some great spiritual sciences unique to Hinduism. Subtle, otherworldly, but definitive sign. Manifesting the cosmic beings in Archavatara, deities in Nijavatara, living incarnations is possible. Understand? Kriya Pada of Vedas and Agamas elaborately explain the whole science of making the cosmic beings manifest in Archavatara, deities and Nijavatara, living incarnation, both. During the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, literally those cosmic beings manifest through this body. Just like how they manifest in Archavatara, deity, they manifest in Nijavatara, Pratyakshavatara, and give you all the boons you ask, bless you.
You see, each God is an independent intelligence to lead you to enlightenment. Each God is a bridge for you to achieve the Shivatva.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham.
Nithyananda Nityanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gahana Sadrusham Tattvamasya Dilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nityanandam, welcome all the devotees and disciples who is watching us live from YouTube Live, Facebook Live and many other social media platforms for today's Parashakti's Akashic reading as part of today's segment, which is the Power Manifestation segment, manifesting extraordinary Shaktis of Paramashiva and Parashakti. Today, as the Nityanandotsavam is getting celebrated, Swamiji's 45th avatar celebration, the avatar anniversary. Today is the day 8th of the celebration, which is going to take place in the Adi KAILASA Saravanya Peetham. Today we'll be celebrating the coronation of Kamakshi, Swamiji having a darshan of Kamakshi herself. Now, let us move on to the manifesting the Shaktis of Paramashiva. Today, we'll be manifesting the basic power, which is third eye, reading, seeing with your eyes blindfolded. The Balasans, Nityananda Yogis, the initial disciples of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, will now be demonstrating the powers of third eye and sharing with all the experience and results of the extraordinary manifestation of the divine powers which is awakened in us through Diksha initiation. In today's Bhavasmaya Darshan, all of us will be receiving the initiation into third eye awakening and various the powers of the blessings and grace of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. We will be manifesting the following powers, which is the third eye, seeing with your eyes blindfolded. Third eye is the cosmic browsing center which is located between your brows, which upon initiation one can effortlessly express powers and see through the third eye just as you do with your two eyes. So what are Shaktis? In the Vedagamas, which are the source scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to be able to manifest 463 plus extraordinary Shaktis, the divine powers. Shaktis are described as a system, method and science for human beings to explore the various possibilities and powers and have access to various states of consciousness. Shaktis manifest from the fundamental cognition that you are divine. You need to manifest divine and not you are man. You need to reach divine. Now, let us learn what are the difference between Shaktis and Siddhis. The Shaktis expressed from the space of enlightenment as a side effect of feeling connection to the divine and high integrity with the Guru. The Shaktis are the source of enlightenment, whereas Siddhis are powers that manifest from tapas, penance from enlightenment. Siddhis are on the path of enlightenment. The Shaktis of Paramashiva manifest through ordinary human beings in an extraordinary way after the initiation from the avatar. The Shaktis are permanent, whereas Siddhis are not permanent. Siddhis may divert you from the space of enlightenment. Paramashiva is a primordial divinity in Hinduism, the ultimate reality and cause, which is self-effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, all-pervading, unchanging beyond time, space, form and causality. As the fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest and Vyakta, the manifest existence, he performs the Panchakritya, which is the 5 cosmic acts of Shakti, creation, Sthiti, sovereign rulership and maintenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Bhava, pulling out the delusion, Anugraha, which is liberating grace for all living entities. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, is 1008th living incarnation and representative of Paramashiva and the reviver of KAILASA, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilization nation, the great cosmic borderless Hindu nation. Ever since the beginning of the civilization, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma has been the cradle of enlightened beings and highly advanced science. It was where the science of enlightenment and powers, Shaktis, was lived and taught as a lifestyle. For the first time in modern day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving these yogic sciences and transmitting it to the world at a record-breaking pace never accomplished before. The knowledge and science of manifesting these Shaktis are passed on from one generation to the next through Diksha, which is initiation by the enlightened Gurus. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, being recognized as an incarnation at very young age, was trained and taught these sciences to revive the initiation and knowledge repositories for billions to manifest the science of power manifestation from the disciplines of Vedanta, Tantra and Sri Vidya, Yoga and Yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, science of Aushadha, Advaita and Bhakti Yoga, Paramashivoham and Paramashivoham. So, how to awaken the divine Shaktis in us? Every ultimate truth which is in jnana, mapped into your consciousness, prajna, manifest as a possibility and power of every being, prajnana. Let us watch the short video What is Diksha, which is the power of initiation getting transmitted from the avatar to the disciple.
Diksha is the direct transfer of spiritual energy by an enlightened being through look, word, or touch. The traditional Vedic book Navaratneshwara states, Sarvasamapi Dikshanam Muktihi Phalamakhanditam Avirodhat Bhavantyeva Prasangyastu Bhuktayah. The main benefit of all initiations is moksha, enlightenment. As a side effect, health, wealth, leadership and well-being happen. And in Rudrayamala Tantra, Shiva says, Devi Diksha Vihinasya Na Siddhihi Na Cha Sadgatihi Tasmat Sarva Prayatnena Guruna Dikshito Bhavet. The one who is not initiated does not attain liberation nor a better future. So by all efforts, one should get initiated by Guru. What is the science of initiation? Neuroscience has proved that the process of initiation floods the brain with energy. This is the superconscious energy of Kundalini, our own highest inner potential energy. As the Kundalini flows from the thalamus to the cortex, it sets up a powerful energy loop within the brain, which awakens the latent non-mechanical parts which we have never used before. With increasing levels of coherence, the whole brain comes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heal, empower, transform our lives, bliss and fulfillment. Initiation creates high awareness, visualization, creativity. It also slows the aging process and improves the immune system. Kundalini awakening, healing experience, levitation, teleportation, materialization. Experience the power of initiation through a range of exclusive programs conducted at the ashram. Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, Birdi, Bengaluru. Contact 97422 03311 82.
The science of power manifestation is authenticated through four aspects of evidence which are called pramana. The Shastra pramana, which are the eternal unchangeable truths revealed in the source scriptures. Apta pramana, which are the experience and results of aptas or authorities of Hinduism, the Vedic rishis and scientists who have time tested and verified the science. Atma Pramana, which are the account of the supreme point of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, Millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Pratyaksha Pramana, or which are called empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. Vedas are the ultimate superior authorities for Hindus, where Vedas are the pure science, the ultimate truths are explained. Agamas are the scriptures with applied technology, the applied science is expanded. Vedas and Agamas, which are called the Vedagamas, are given the status of Shruti as they are directly revealed by Paramashiva himself. A reference cited from the Shastra source scriptures is called Shastra Pramana. Let us now get ready to witness a very unique and exciting demonstration of the power of third eye. we have the Shastra Pramana, which is a scriptural reference to manifest the powers of third eye, which is going to be recited now. Kapalantarmanonyasya tishtannmilitalochanaha kramena manasodadyad lakshayed lakshamuttamam. The translation goes, by fixing the mind on inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by the stability of the mind and inner space through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal, which is Lakshya, which is beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source, Paramashiva. Atma Pramana, which is Bhagavan Krishna, initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye to behold Krishna's Vishuddhapadarshan, the vision of his cosmic form. In the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which contains the description of Bhagavan Krishna's cosmic form, is completely narrated by Arjuna as he sees Bhagavan Krishna through his third eye. Atma Pramana, which is Swamiji's own words, the first experience that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degrees, 10 directions below me, everything I realized, not only was able to see, I was able to feel, experience all of that as me. Pratyaksha Pramana, which are called the study measures in comparative metabolic cell activity of the brain in conscious and meditative states. When you are doing daily activities, high activity is measured in the brain where the third eye is located. When you are in the deep samadhi state, only the third eye region is active and almost 90% of the brain is rest at peace. Sakshi Pramana, which is this rare sacred science of third eye awakening, is being made available to humanity for the ultimate enrichment and conscious evolution. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism embodies the most profound yogic state that surpasses all bounds of time, space and matter. Swamiji is gifting this pure great science of third eye awakening along with many other spiritual sciences to initiation Diksha. Millions of people have been initiated by Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and are experiencing the profound results as extraordinary powers in their everyday life. Let us now witness the live Sakshi Pramana, which is a demonstration of the power of third eye with the Balasans and Nityananda yogis. Now, before entering to the power manifestation, always we will go through the powerful cognitions, learning about Swamiji's life and how we experience powerful cognitions inside ourselves, connecting ourselves in the space of oneness with Swamiji and Chanda Mahavakya. Today, where Swamiji very beautifully says, in the statement true, when a student is ready, a master appears. Yes, this is a true statement. When the student is ready, the master appears. Sometime, even when the student is not ready, the master appears out of compassion. He makes it possible. Even people who are not ready can make a quantum transition. That's why I extend my hand to provide opportunity. But these people sometimes bite the hand. What to do? Even then I tell them, bite, this is your nature. But I will lend a hand and help. But this is my nature. Just because you are biting, do you think I won't reach you out? I will stretch out another hand until it heals. It's good, hold the other hand. That's all. Understand? Sometimes there is an opportunity for a student to make a quantum leap. Therefore, even when the student is not ready, the master extends his hand. These are direct words from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam own words. When you are not ready, when you are so powerless, and we are not able to stand up to have a responsibility to reach yourself and make a leader, Swamiji gives his hand to raise you up, to clear off all your patterns and live an enlightened life. Today, as part of the day 8 of Nityanandotsav, we are going to celebrating the grace and blessings of Kamakshi by Swamiji himself, getting the darshan of Kamakshi. Just a few words of who is Kamakshi and how. Today we are going to connect Swamiji in the form of Kamakshi and manifest the power of third eye. Goddess Kamakshi. Embodying the anatomy of nature, she is defined as a supreme goddess of beauty and tranquility. Mother is an incarnation of goddess Shakti as Lord Shiva's wife. She is known as Kamakshi in South India and Kamakya in the East. The name means the desirable one, or literally one whose eyes are full of desire. Shiva opened his third eye to destroy Kama, the god of love. What Shiva destroys and resists ends up becoming his better half, all with a twist. It is believed that Kamakshi annihilated the demon that arose from the ashes of Kama. The description in Lalita Sahasranama, the central text of Shakti, worshippers of Kamakshi, is she whose eyes awaken desire, she who has the beautiful eyes. With such eyes, Kamakshi is said to have enchanted Shiva, Paramashiva himself. Goddess Kamakshi bestows prosperity, knowledge, fame, and good prognosy experientially in abundance. Next slide. In South Indian temples, the relationship between Kama and Kamakshi is glorified. Her symbols are associated with the god of love. She is depicted as a beautiful woman seated on a lotus dressed in red color sari and is adorned with gold jewels, gems, and pearls. She has a radiant face and 4 arms. She carries a noose, gold, and a parrot on the top left and top right hands. There are many different references of how it has been mentioned in the Kanchipuram, in the Kanchi temple. Goddess Kamakshi is sitting in a meditative yogic posture, which is the Padmasana. She is sitting in the shape of moon-like structure. The next post. She is a goddess who sits on the Shri Chakra and considered to be a representation of Shri Vidya itself. She is also known as Lalitambika and Tripura Sundari in some regions of India. The main abode of Kamakshi is a Kamakshi Amman temple at Kanchipuram. Other important forms of Tripura Sundari and Meenakshi of Madurai, Akhilandeshwari of Tirunavakal, and Visalakshi of Varanasi, Kanchi Kamakshi, Madurai Meenakshi, Kashi Vishalakshi is an attributed to goddess Kamakshi, and all are Shakti's parallels. Kanchi is said to be the most powerful Pita of Devi. It is also said to be the navel of the world from which the Nadis emerge and spread from the rest of the body. Nadis are invisible, non-atomic channels to which prana, which is a life energy, moves along with Kundalini. Who upon awakening the fire in Muladhara Chakra, sun in Anahata and moon in Sahasrara. Today, we will be witnessing the Sri Vidya Puja which is happening in live from KAILASA Bengaluru Adinam, and now let us all connect ourselves in the space of oneness with Swamiji in the form of receiving the darshan of Kamakshi herself. Let us take few minutes and chant the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Stop all the activities which we are doing now. Concentrate and focus ourselves on Swamiji remembering himself in our third eye and in our inner space, Anandaganda, and watch the oneness capsule. And let us all manifest all our reality and manifest Paramashiva inside all of us. Now, as we have watched the wondrous capsule and remembered Swamiji in our third eye, let us all take few minutes, sit straight and chant the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. To have Swamiji's presence in all of us to manifest the state, space, powers, being, the ultimate super consciousness of Paramashiva. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. The first post, it is getting projected, is Vivekananda says, books or temples do not give you the right wisdom. It is the hands of the Guru who lives the truth that give you wisdom. Hold on to those hands. Don't let go of them. After that, there is no sorrow for you. The next post. What is the role of the master in sannyas? Mahavir Jain was a great Jain master who compiled the teachings of Jainism, known as the Jain Sutras. The verse begins, Namo Harinantana. Namo Harinantana means I bow in reverence to the Anihantas who achieve the highest truths. He is talking about the great enlightened masters. The next post is integrity, the trait of a sannyasi. The word penance means nothing but integrating yourself, awakening yourself, a single entity. You may ask, are we not like that now? If you look closely, you will see that we exist as different entities, never as one. There is everything else in our life except integration. The next slide. Life is for enlightenment. The very goal of life is enlightenment. You may have other goals, but knowingly or unknowingly, they are just different names that we give to the goal of enlightenment. In the same way, whatever else you may seek, what you actually seek is sannyas itself, but you don't know it. That is the problem. So these are the 4 posts of just reading with your eyes blindfolded. What has just happened to be rough? That I just connected myself in the space of oneness with Swamiji, chanting the Mahavakya, watch the oneness capsule, sing Swamiji's presence and darshan, and manifest the power of third eye. It is possible for all of us. Just you need is the Diksha initiation from Swamiji. With this, we come to the conclusion of today's power manifestation segment as part of today's Parashakti's Akashic reading, manifesting the extraordinary powers of Paramashiva, connecting yourself in the space of oneness with Paramashiva himself in the form of Swamiji. By the end of today's Parashakti's Akashic reading, we'll be having the same guided way of manifesting the powers of Paramashiva step by step to lead you, to make all of you to experience the powers of Paramashiva. Stay tuned for the next session after the short break. Thank you, Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda
Nithyanandam, welcome back to all of the viewers. I hope that each and every one of you had the chance to be able to see the demonstration of the powers of third eye and see the possibility which lies ahead of you for each and every one of us, the highest potential. Now, let us enter into the next segment where we will be seeing and being introduced to Devi Parashakti, the divine feminine consciousness. Yes. So, in the Lalita Sahasranam, Devi Parashakti is described as the one who liberates us from the cycle of birth and death. And in one of the verses, verse number 48, she is described Nishkroda Krodha Shamani Nirloba Lobanashini Nishamshaya Samshayagni Nirbhava Bhavanashini, which means, O Devi, the one who is without anger, who destroys the tendencies to get angry, who is free from greed, who destroys greed in her devotees, who has no doubts, who effaces all doubts, who is not involved in the cycle of birth and death, who frees devotees from involvement in the cycle of birth and death. And in another verse, Devi Parashakti is described, the one who destroys the fear of death, saying, Nirvikalpa Nirabada Nirbeda Vedanashini Nirnasha Mrityumatani Nishkriya Nishparigraha, which means Devi, who is without any modifications, as she is pure consciousness, who can never be sublated, who is beyond all differences, who destroys the senses of differences, who is deathless, and who destroys the fear of death, who is without any involvement, who is without involvement in action, who needs no gift, as everything in the universe is hers. Beautiful description of Devi Parashakti, who kills the fear of death inside of us, the most deeply rooted fear. And Devi, of course, is the source of all the things in the universe. She is the ultimate pure feminine consciousness, the consort of Paramashiva, who is the embodiment of the pure consciousness. Parashakti is a cosmic mother. It is her cosmic womb from which billions and billions of universes comes out and goes in. She is the source where the Big Bang and black hole goes on. Parashakti is the source energy, the source Shakti, the source power from which all of us came, in which all of us are even in right now, and what all of us are going to merge. And out of her extreme love and compassion, Parashakti herself is manifesting through the embodied form of the Nijavatara of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons and healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. In the words of Devi Parashakti herself, as she is introducing herself to each and every one of us and manifesting through the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, she eloquently describes, "Listen, humans, I am telling the truth. I will solve sufferings. I will give all goodness. I will give bliss. I am the Paramashakti who blossomed as the four Vedas, as the four padas of Agama, which is Charya, Kriya, Yoga, and Jnana. I am Ananda Swarupini, who does all the 5 jobs such as creation, maintenance, destruction, putting into delusion, liberation. I am Paramashakti, who is sitting as part of Paramashiva." In this verse, Devi Parashakti, manifesting through the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, is giving us a glimpse of what is the source of the whole existence, how Devi Parashakti manifested from the source, from her and into the 4 padas of Agama, the 4 Vedas, and the 5 Panchakritya. And then she further describes about how she became all of the various different constellations, the planets, how her whole manifestation happened. Yes, Devi Parashakti here describes, "I am Parama Aushadha Swarupini, who gives Jnana Siddhi and Shakti to all the Siddhars, Parashakti Meenakshi, Amba Shambhavi, Chandramoli, Ananda Swarupini, blossoming as Dasa Mahavidya, filling as the Navadurga, being as the Ashtashaktis, living as Saptamadars, being as 6 Kartikeya women, filled as Panchashaktis, giving 4 Vedas, which are the best of all worlds, blossoming as the 3 Shaktis, Ichcha, Kriya, and Jnana Shakti, and being as 2 Parama Prakriti and Parama Purusha." As you can see, Devi Parashakti gives us a breakdown of the beautiful happening of her creation, from the Dasha Mahavidya to the Navadurga, then Ashtashakti, then Saptamadar, and all the way until 2 Parama Prakriti and Parama Purusha. And Devi Parashakti continues, "Being as Paramashiva Parampurul, which is beyond these 2, beyond 1, beyond 2, beyond anything that never existed, beyond any remembrance or forgetting, beyond form and formless, Paramashakti, who blossomed and blesses as Paramashiva. I came here to give all boons, to bestow all goodness, giving the 4 Purusharthas, which is Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Giving the 4 Muktis, Salokyam, Samipyam, Sarupyam, and Sayujyam, giving all the goodness, giving good grace, giving complete punya, giving yoga along with jnana. To give all goodness, I came and blossomed here." And how can we best receive Devi Parashakti? What is the best way that we can prepare ourselves, ready ourselves, in order to have the best benefit and the best most transformation from Devi's darshan? Swamiji has said, "I wanted to give you one sacred secret. Do this Panchabhuta Yoga whenever you want to ask any question to Devi and receive that answer. On that day, do this Panchabhuta Yoga means apply only the anthill mud on the body and take bath, not any other chemical. That is the earth element. Drink only water. Don't eat, don't drink anything other than water. When you come for Parashakti Akashic reading, at least for a few hours, prepare yourself, drink only water. The fire in your stomach should be allowed to burn without any food dumped on it. Pure fire. You can chant the Omkara and intensify it, or Mahavakya or Ajapa Japa. But pure fire, no food. Pure fire should be encouraged. And Swamiji continues, just be in the free air, open space, breathing the whole sky at least for a few hours before the session. Intensely unclutch to get the power of space, Akasha. Akasha is intense energy, just like the other Bhutas, like earth, water, fire, air. The Akasha also is pure consciousness, intelligence, and living energy. Once you start unclutching, you manifest Akasha energy in your consciousness, in you. So do this Panchabhuta Yoga, your questions will be surely answered immediately by Parashakti. Intensify the Akashic energy, the Chidambara, Akashic space. Do this Panchabhuta Yoga and come to Parashakti's Akashic reading. She will give you the boons you are asking and fulfill your prayers. Panchabhuta Yoga will make you receive this Parashakti's energy, prepare you to receive Parashakti's energy. So with this, I bless you all. This is what Swamiji blesses us with, a beautiful kriya or a beautiful practice in order for us to receive Devi Parashakti and receive her energy inside of us. So now, today we're going to be understanding one of the Akashic revelations that Devi Parashakti has given for guiding the whole humanity. Out of his extreme love and compassion, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is manifesting Devi Parashakti herself and gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons and healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. And through these Akashic readings, Devi Parashakti has given us the guidance in order to ensure that we are guided and we are taken care of, especially during this time. The answers that Devi Parashakti reveals from the cosmic archives is not just limited to the individual or their own past, present, and future, but out of love for the entire humanity, Devi Parashakti is also revealing the solutions for global issues that humanity is trying to tackle, and in the process also revealing the future that lays forth for humanity as a whole. And for all of the planet as well, all of the living beings, every single living thing that exists on planet Earth and their future, Devi Parashakti is acting as our cosmic mother, intervening and ensuring that all conflicts are resolved. Today, let us see Devi Parashakti's revelations on the truths about Pitruloka, death, and the liberation of souls. In the Hindu tradition, it is a well-known observance that we offer pinda, or we offer rituals for the liberation and completion of our ancestors. And our ancestors, the previous generation who has passed away, as well as even just our immediate parents, all of them, we understood to have a deep significance and role in our lives individually. And this is a part of the science of Hinduism, the greater sciences of Hinduism, and what we believed, we taught to our children, and what we lived as a lifestyle. And we had such a deep connection to understand the Pitruloka, understand our ancestors and how they still play a role in our lives. Devi Parashakti has revealed profound sacred secrets on the Pitruloka and given us blessings and guidance as to what we should do for our Pitrus to complete and liberate them.
சீனிவாசன், நன்றாய் புரிந்துகொள், உன்மூலம் உலகிற்கு மரணமும் பித்ருலோகமும் பற்றிய ரகசியங்கள் உரைக்கின்றேன். உனக்குள் இருக்கும் தசை நினைவு, சதை நினைவு, உயிர் நினைவு, உயிர் சக்தி, இவைகளுக்குள்தான் உன் பித்ருக்களின் எச்சமும் மிச்சமும் இருக்கின்றது. உனக்குள் பூரணத்துவத்தை முழுமையாய்ச் செய்து பித்ருக்களோடு பூரண நிலையில் இருந்து நீ இருந்த இடத்திருந்தே பிண்டதர்ப்பணமும் பித்ருதர்ப்பணமும் செய். அதுவே முறையான பிண்டதர்ப்பணம், முறையான பித்ருதர்ப்பணம். ஆதி கைலாசம் பித்ருதர்ப்பணம் செய்திட, முன்னோர்கள் சாந்தமடைந்திட 100 மடங்கு உகந்த இடம் உன் பழைய இருப்பு வீட்டை விட. இருப்பு வீட்டு பாசத்தை துறந்து நீ இப்பொழுது இருக்கும் என் வீடான ஆதி கைலாசத்து நேசத்தை வளர்த்துக்கொள். நல்வாழ்வு உனக்கும் அமையும், முன்னோர்க்கும் அமையும். உனை மனக்குழப்பத்தில் ஆழ்த்தும் மாமனுக்கு சொல், நித்யானந்தன் வந்துதித்த குலம் முன்னேழு பின்னேழு வடவேழு இடவேழு தலைமுறைக்கும். ஸ்ராத்தமும் பிண்டமும் தேவையில்லை, அடைந்தனர் முக்தி. நித்யானந்தன் நிஜாவதார சக்தி சாநித்தியத்தினால் கவலையும் இல்லை, துக்கமும் இல்லை. அத்துணை பேர்க்கும் அன்னை பரமசக்தி அளித்தேன் முக்தி. அஞ்ச வேண்டாம். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
பூவாடக்காரி பொன்னழகி உனக்கு பொங்கலிட கிடைச்சது பாக்கிய எனக்கு. மீன்கார வீடெங்கும் மீன் வாசம் இருக்கும். அடி மீனாட்சி நீ வந்தா
Having understood this, now let us understand what Devi Parashakti revealed in English, mapped into English. Yes. So these are Devi Parashakti's revelations mapped into English language. Devi Parashakti is answering Srinivasan, understand carefully. Through you, I am telling the secrets of death of Pitruloka for various reasons and also based on their karmic deeds. are unable to find another body. They remain stuck in the form of Pitru. The Pitrus have their own heavenly place to reside, and it is called as Pitruloka to the world. The remains of your ancestors is there inside of your bio-memory, your muscle memory, and your bioenergy. Do the completion completely inside of you. Be in completion with the ancestors and do the Pinda Darpana, the rice ball offering to the ancestors, and the Pitru Darpana, offering to the ancestors from wherever you are. And that is the proper Pindu Darpana and proper Pitru Darpana. 100 times more apt place to do Pitru Darpana and for the ancestors to be in peace is Adi KAILASA, more than your own old living house. Drop the love for your old living home and develop love for my home, Adi KAILASA, in which you are living in right now. Good life will happen for you and your ancestors. Tell your uncle who puts you into confusion, the clan of Nithyananda, up 7 generation, down 7 generation, right 7 generation, and left 7 generation. Everyone does not need Shraddha, ancestral offering, and Binda, the rice ball offering to ancestors. They attained liberation in the presence of Nithyananda Nijavatara Shakti. There is no worry, there is no suffering. For all of them, Mother Paramasakti, I gave liberation. Do not fear. Now we've just heard the revelations of Devi Parashakti about how the remains of our Pitrus are still in our bio-memory, muscle memory, and bioenergy. But some of us might not yet understand what exactly those terms are. So let us have the definitions of those terms. The biomemory, all your cognitions, which is the root cause for your instigations and reactions, is stored in your biomemory. The muscle memory is all of your actions, the patterns of your actions, like having a cup of coffee in the morning. And the method of your reaction is stored in your muscle memory. And finally, we have the bioenergy, which is the conscious frequency which operates in your body. So now let us take a look at some of the scientific findings and studies on how the ancestral incompletions causes generational trauma. Scientists, psychologists, and researchers are now seeing the importance of healing generational trauma and the fact that many generations prior, the pain that our ancestors have been through, the pain that our previous generations have been through has been stored somehow in biomemory, and it is something that is being passed down. And many people have seen how even in the ethnic communities, in the native indigenous groups, why the current state of these native and indigenous groups is because of the trauma and pain that the ancestors of those ethnic groups have been through, and the generations of colonization, of subjugation, and marginalization that they have been through and that they have not been able to come out of. And therefore, this generation, the current generation of that certain community or indigenous group or any ethnic group are still facing the remnants of that pain, that trauma within their lives. For example, many researchers have seen that many addictions which are not being able to go away, many forms of depression which have no known source, and or mood swings, anxiety, all of these which do not have a particular event or trauma in the person's life to be the cause of, might be due to generational trauma, something that is within you that you are facing due to the pain of your ancestors. The trauma, this is the trauma that isn't experienced by you in your life by one person, but extends from one generation to the next. And it can be taught or implied throughout someone's life from an early age. We're going to be seeing some of the researches about how generational trauma has come to existence, or at least has come to the notice of scientific community. And we're going to see exactly how the solutions have been put forth by the modern day research institutions. And we're also going to see what Hinduism offers as a solution. So the first and fundamental thing is that trauma, of course, can have a profound effect on the dynamics of a family. Now let us take a look, an in-depth look into some of the research to help us understand better. Yes, in the psychiatric times, it states clearly the dangers of dangerous effects of generational trauma that it can have on a family. It says that trauma that affects one member of a family system has a potential to fundamentally change the whole family structure. It threatens to erode the very foundation of the family unit, and family members may start to see each other as enemies. Trauma has the power to make or break a family. And here we have a medical report that shows and indicates the effects of generational trauma on children of those who have suffered. So it says that one study reported that children of mothers exposed to childhood trauma, particularly emotional abuse, had higher sympathetic nervous system activation, which might be a marker for vulnerability to anxiety, compared to children of mothers with low emotional abuse, an effect that remains significant after accounting for maternal PTSD. So this shows us very clearly that after experimentation on two specific groups, one group that had their previous generation affected by emotional trauma, and another group that did not have their previous generation affected by the emotional abuse or emotional trauma. The next generation, the current generation, had markers of higher sympathetic nervous system activation, meaning that they had different biological markers for having or undergoing the effect of emotional abuse, even though they themselves have not been through it, but their mothers or their previous generation has been through it. So in this way, we can see that effects of generational trauma should not be downplayed. What you are going through right now, what many people are going through all over the world, might be due to our previous generation, our parents, or even the generations before that. And this study also explains that there is now converging evidence supporting the idea that offspring are affected by parental trauma exposures occurring before birth and possibly even prior to conception. As we explore this topic deeper, we will come to understand how our biomemory, muscle memory, and bioenergy ties in with this research. And the transmission of generational trauma from parent to child has been proved in other various studies. In 2019, an experiment conducted on mice showed similar results. In the Science journal, they have seen that the presence of similar biomarkers suggests that comparable pathways are operating after trauma in mice and in children. And this experiment was carried out, and after which it was found that even in mice there were similarities in how generational trauma was passed down to offspring. So there are different biological markers that indicate the trauma being passed down from a parent generation to their offspring. And other research and studies have also confirmed the way in which transmission of trauma occurs. Here we have an article from Scientific American, where it's showing that according to convention, the genetic sequences contained in DNA are the only way to transmit biological information across generations. Random DNA mutations, when beneficial, enable organisms to adapt to changing conditions, but this process typically occurs slowly over many generations. So it's showing here that trauma does have some effect and is carried down through DNA as well. And the research is continuing to happen in this field, though the scientists have not yet quite understood exactly how it is being passed down. They do see biological markers for it in these experiments where certain biological markers are found in both the parent generation and the offspring. And research and development has progressed greatly and now recognizes that even within cultures, this generational trauma exists. It has long been recognized, this is from an article, Cultural Trauma and Epigenetic Inheritance, where it says, it has long been recognized that the experience of parents and ancestors influence future generations. Many cultural practices and rituals function to transmit historical knowledge and experience across generations. So definitely within cultures, we do have generational trauma, and we do see that the cultures, specific cultures, will have certain kinds of trauma affect them more than others, and it varies across the different cultures and different ethnic groups. And we're definitely clearly seeing here that research and development needs to be done. But however, the psychologists and psychiatrists have seen that this generational trauma is actually very much affecting the lives of so many millions of people. Today, modern day science offers therapy as a primary way in which people can tackle generational trauma, especially when we have addictions that we don't know the source of, we're not able to control and heal, or if we have symptoms of different kinds of depression or anxiety, all of this, when it does not have a solution with the modern day therapy, and it's not seen to have a direct impact from the person's life, it can always mean generational trauma. And many people who have, as we have seen, many people who have come forward and their mothers, fathers, or grandparents have had events of trauma play out in their lives, have seen the after effects, the effects of trauma, and the post-traumatic effects in their own lives, meaning that they would not have experienced the same kind of trauma, they would not have experienced the same kind of abuse, but they would still feel that same symptom of depression, anxiety, of having fears, of having uncontrollable addictions, and these different kinds of consequences of trauma. So when we are experiencing this, when we are seeing this and especially as modern day science has found it, the only solution that they're offering right now is therapy. And while therapy has many great kinds of benefits, it's still not a solution. And many people are still struggling beyond that. But from time immemorial, Hinduism, Sanatana Hindu Dharma, has done vast research and development in this field, and not only identified the root cause of this, but also has a solution or a ritual which is being practiced in every Hindu family till date. So first, let us see what Hinduism reveals about what happens after death. What is the secret to death according to Hindu scriptures? First, what happens after we die? When a person dies, the first thing is that the soul leaves the physical body. After that, the second is that it moves to the subtle body. They call it the Sukshma Sarira. In the Sukshma Sarira, it stays for 3 kshanas, and a kshana is a gap between 2 thoughts. So this gap is very variable. Depending on how you lived and how your cognitions or how your mental pattern is, your mental structure, the gap between 2 thoughts will be more or less. So once you have reached the Sukshma Sharira and you have crossed the physical body, then you can decide whether to take another human body or whether to stay without a body at all, or whether to become enlightened and relax and liberate yourself, or whether to take any other type of janma. You will be able to choose because you have the freedom, you are relaxed. And if we have lived a restless life, we will stay only 3 microseconds. In 3 microseconds, we will not have time to choose about our next birth. We will just choose in a very haphazard way, just like whatever comes to our thought, just like that we choose. And you can see this in your own life, especially if you feel that you are restless, you don't have any kind of clear knowledge, you're not steady and deciding for your future in a very steady and practical manner, you will see that you make decisions hastily without thinking about your past, without thinking about what actually is right to make a decision for your future. And just like that, how we do that in our lives on a day-to-day basis, sometimes we will do that after we have passed away. If we have lived a restless life without any kind of spiritual solution, we will only stay in the Sukshma Sarira for 3 microseconds, and we will not have time to choose about our next birth. And we might choose whatever comes first. Whatever body, we just immediately choose it and go on into the next body. We won't have time, we won't even consider the karmic structure or the samskaras that we have accumulated and the karma, the purpose for which we want to take another birth. So if we have lived a peaceful life, however, we will have time to look into our complete samskara structure. We will be able to see how we lived this whole life and what is the next step you want to take. And you'll be able to see, okay, if my purpose of my life is enlightenment, and after this birth, I have only one thing that I want to complete, and then after that, I want to completely relax. You will take birth exactly for that purpose, and you will choose the parents, you will choose the environment, you will choose exactly what is needed in order for you to fulfill that purpose, even before your birth itself. And Swamiji beautifully tells us that one experience of Nirvikalpa Samadhi, one initiation, will be able to give you this clarity after death. If we have lived a peaceful life, if we have had experiences and initiation into Nirvikalpa Samadhi by an avatar, in this birth, we will be able to completely have a painless birth and even decide that we want to have liberation, that we want to completely relax and liberate ourselves at this time. And so, like this, for every departed soul is the same action, the same thing is applied. And this is why we have to offer the libations, offer rituals in order to liberate the soul. The last rites are done to liberate the soul, to give a good farewell. And if you're continuously bothering about a person, especially after they have lived on, or after they have left the body or died or departed, then that soul cannot continue in their journey. In the last rites are a farewell that we give to that soul, saying that yes, you have lived with us, we had a really great time, but now it is time that you carry on with your life. And even if we are not able to digest it right now, we respect that you need to leave, and we respect your decision. So now, if you have ever wondered what has happened to a departed soul after they leave the body, Devi Parashakti has actually given us that very answer in her revelation. Sometimes ancestors, based on their karmic deeds, may or may not be able to find the next body, and they remain stuck in the form of Pitru. The Pitrus have their own heavenly place in the world to reside, and it is called as Pitru Loka. And offering the libations of water and till, the jinjali, to the Pitrus, deceased parents and ancestors, to satisfy and elevate them to higher spiritual planes, is called the Pitru Darpanam. This Pitru Darpana is done to give a beautiful farewell or to release the soul from bondages. And there's a huge history behind the Pitru Darpana, the liberation of our departed souls, and a tradition that has been carried down. And a very huge part of that is the river Ganga. The river Ganga is known to be a holy place which can liberate the souls and give peace to the departed souls if their ashes are submerged in the river Ganga. And thousands of people flock to the Varanasi, to the banks of river Ganga in order to offer the libations and offer the Pitru Dharpana to their ancestors every single day, in fact. And this is one of the reasons why the river Ganga is seen as sacred, because her beautiful energy, her powerful energy can heal and liberate those souls. And there's a huge history behind why this has happened. In fact, river Ganga is considered to be a river which is in the higher lokas, and it was not always here on planet Earth. And it was there within the Kamandalu of Brahma, which means that it was there in the creation, before the creation of the whole planet Earth itself. And this, how the river Ganga came down to planet Earth, how it had this whole tradition of the liberation of departed souls had started, is rooted in the story of King Bhagirath, who literally brought down Ganga for the liberation of his own departed souls. So now let us understand that story of King Bhagirath and how he had actually attained enlightenment with intense tapas and bringing down Mother Ganga from the heavenly lokas to earth in order to liberate his Pitrus. So this King Bhagirath had, for some reason, had his own forefathers or Pitrus who had been stuck in the Pitru Loka, unable to find a new body. And they had been continuously appearing in front of King Bhagirath, continuously bothering the king, and he could see very clearly that all of them were suffering, and all of them were living in the Pitru Loka, struggling and suffering, and they were not yet liberated. So each and every one of the Pitrus that were there begged the King Bhagirath to help in some way, and the king decided, I have to do something to liberate them. In the Bhishma Parva, chapter 6, verse 4 of the Mahabharata, King Bhagirath started meditating, doing penance, doing tapasya towards Lord Brahma. And Bhagavan Brahma appears and gives a darshan. And he says, yes, I can send river Ganga to the planet Earth, no problem. But to be very clear, can the planet Earth hold river Ganga's speed? First, do something for that, arrange for it, then I will send the Ganga. So then again, King Bhagirath does penance and does the tapas. And after his doing the tapas, Bhagavan Paramashiva appears. And Bhagirath explains, now Lord Brahma accepts to send the Ganga river to planet Earth. He says the whole river planet Earth will be washed away, however. So then he tells Bhagavan Paramashiva, this is his problem, he needs a solution. And Paramashiva promises, don't worry, I will take care of it. You can bring the river Ganga down. Yes. So King Bhagirath had requested, planet Earth cannot withstand the speed of Ganga and the high energy of Ganga. So please do something. You have to protect us. You have to take care of us. And Paramashiva says, all right, I will take care. Don't worry. Tell Bhagavan Brahma to send the river. I will take care. So then Bhagirath meditates once again and invokes Brahma, requests Brahma to send the Ganga down. But then Brahma has another one problem. He says that all of the devas, the devatas in the Devaloka all enjoy the river Ganga so much, and they are not ready to depart with river Ganga. They like to take the bath in Ganga every single day, and it is their very life source. So Ganga is not simple water, it is an energy. By bathing in that only every day, they rejuvenate their body and mind. So the Lord Brahma is saying this, and he is giving another problem in front of Bhagirath, saying that it's not possible to bring the river Ganga down. Then King Bhagirath says, fine, I will arrange for all the facilities for the Devatas to stay on the planet Earth itself, just on the banks of river Ganga. I will create cities where all gods and goddesses can live and have bath every day and have their regular routine as they have in the other lokas, as they have in Brahmaloka. So then King Bhagiratha sets out on another venture in order to build cities where all the gods and goddesses can stay. King Bhagiratha comes and does tapas towards Himachala, Hima hills, then Himaparata and Himaraja. Himaraja appears and asks, what do you want? And the king requests him, I want you to be the host for Mother Ganga and the place where I can create a city for all of the Devatas. From you only Ganga can flow. Only you can be the base on which the Ganga can flow towards the path of earth. And then the king Bhagiratha does tapas towards Parvati, and the mother appears and asks, what do you want? Then the king says, Ma, I wanted Ganga to come to planet Earth. I wanted your father to be a host. How can he host Ganga? And Devi Parvati says, I am she is me. She says, River Ganga is the feminine aspect of me. I am the mother aspect of her. Then she goes and tells Himaraja, host her, and Himaraja accepts. Then King Bhagiratha sets out to start building the whole city throughout the route in which Ganga is supposed to travel. He meditates on every hill and takes permission. He prays to every hill, and every hill says, yes, I will give the way for Ganga. So then the whole route is clear for Ganga to come. And then he goes and prays to Lord Kalabhairava, who is in charge of the city Varanasi. Kalabhairava appears and says, what do you want? And Bhagiratha says, please give us a way for Ganga. You should receive Ganga and give us the way. And Kalabhairava says, surely I will give, don't worry, but this such a holy city. Tell Ganga to take a full pradakshina of the city and go. Do pradakshina of the city and go. And Ganga accepts that. Bhagavan Kalabhairava's command, and she takes the U-turn, means the Uttarvahini. She is called Uttarvahini in Kashi. Suddenly, Lord Brahma comes up with the next trouble, saying, you meditated and perpetuated all of the Devatas except for Vishnu. Only then I can send Ganga. Then the king started meditating towards Lord Vishnu. And Bhagavan Vishnu appeared and said, what do you want? And the king shares, I wanted the Ganga to come down to the planet, but unless you agree, unless you give the blessings, it is not possible. Please bless me. And Bhagavan Vishnu says, all right, I bless you. Ganga will come to the planet Earth. She will come just out of my feet. Then he says the beautiful one more sentence, whomsoever has realized the Vishnu Maya means the universal consciousness. Whatever water comes out of their feet will be Ganga. From this word only, the tradition of Pada Puja starts. Pada Puja of enlightened masters starts from this tradition. Then, now the king again meditates towards Lord Brahma. Bhagavan Brahma appears with all his glory and compassion, blesses Bhagiratha, then he prays to Ganga Ma, then he does tapas towards Ganga Ma, meditates and invites the Ganga mother. And Ganga, with all of her compassion, and not just compassion, with all her wild energy, she just comes out of Brahma's Kamandalu. With all the power, she straight away started moving towards the planet Earth. The moment she came out of the Kamandalu and started moving towards the planet Earth, all the 14 worlds were shaken. All the Devatas, all the Rishis, all the Munis, simply they escaped the planet Earth and ran away because they thought that the Pralaya was going to happen and the end of the world was going to come. And such a power, they simply ran away from their world. They escaped. And now Paramashiva beautifully appears and puts his head in between the Ganga. She straightaway lands in Shiva's head into the matted lock. The next thing, she gets locked in the hair itself and blocked. And here King Bhagirath is sitting, waiting for Ganga for one kalpa itself. What has happened? Already she has started but not landed here. What has happened? Again, he meditates towards Paramashiva, and Paramashiva appears and says, yes, she's there in my head. What do you want me to do? Bhagirath says, please just send her a little bit. Don't hold the whole thing. Then Shiva says, oh, is it so? All right, then he moves one hair. He moves one hair, and from that one hair gap, Ganga comes out and lands in the Himalayas. So now let's understand the whole happening of Ganga from the dimension of spiritual enlightenment. Actually, the whole happening is a metaphysical expression of Bhagirath's enlightenment. First thing, Bhagirath is tortured by the past samskaras and engrams, and that is the elders who are not liberated. Still, they are hanging around him. He is continuously tortured by the past samskaras and engrams. So Bhagirath does tapas towards the creator of the whole universe. He wants the knowledge, the energy to be flooded on him so that the engrams will be washed away. All the engrams will be destroyed. And one more important thing, when Ganga came, she washed all the ashes of Bhagirath's forefathers and liberated all of them. Understand, Hinduism offers two rituals to liberate your ancestors, the Shraddha ritual and the Maheshwara Puja. Let's understand these in a little bit more detail. This is the pramana for the Shraddha, and it is from the Ata Shaiva Shraddha Vidhi, where it says this ceremony which was told now is known as Shaiva Shraddha, and this type of ceremony is to be for those who have been blessed with Nirvana Diksha, for the sadhakas and deshikas of acharyas. For the persons who have been samay or putrakas, another type of ceremony known as Rudra Shraddha is to be performed. In this kind of ceremony, the names of Pitrudevas are Rudra, Skanda, and Ghanadisha. The names of Vishwadevas are Chanda and Mahakala. For other non-initiated persons, Laukika Shraddha is to be performed. In this type of Shraddha, the names of Pitrudevas are Brahma, Vishnu, and Isha, and the names of Vishwadevas are Surya and Yama. For all kinds of Shraddhas, 5 persons are to be invited. Out of these 3 kinds of Shraddha, Shaiva Shraddha, which is done with employment of Shiva mantras, is extolled to be the supreme, purifying one. And see, now we've understood this Shraddha ritual. And there's another way that you can liberate the departed souls, which is the Maheshwara Puja. Maheshwara Puja allows for the liberation of ancestors through the living avatar. It is offered to those souls who are no longer alive, so they can rest in eternal peace. The real peace that any soul can experience is enlightenment. So now let us understand a little bit more about Maheshwara Puja from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. In this video, Swamiji is answering some of the questions about Maheshwara Puja. What is its benefits? What are the secrets behind it? And it's a very riveting video where you can understand the dynamic effects of what happens when an avatar liberates the departed souls.
Nithyananda
Go ahead, ma.
Swamiji, I just wanted to share something. This is not a question, but I actually went to Badrinath to Brahmakapala to do the Shraddha, to do the Pinda Tarpana for my ancestors a few years ago. They told me I cannot do it because I'm a female, and you have to be a male, and you have to be the eldest son in the family. So they have a lot of restrictions. So it's not very easy to do those, and I think the Maheshwara Puja, it's just we sit right here and it just happens. We don't have to worry about, and nowadays the roads are not even accessible very easily to these places.
No, not only that. You see, listen, in that rituals, in the 13, anything related to the dana women can do, like a Godana, Budana, Swarnadana, Vastradana, Annadana and all. Rituals, basically women are not allowed to do in the later days of Hinduism. The post-Shankara time, all rituals were banned for women. That is the reason this rule came. Okay. But originally in the Upanishads and Vedic period, there are records, women doing Shraddha and even last rites. There are tons and tons of records and enough of records. And even the Shraddha mantra, in Shraddha mantra, where the priest asks the person who is giving Shraddha to hold the rice and the til, he addresses male and female. Please understand, he addresses masculine and feminine. And there are at least few places we have enough references and enough of evidence where women were asked to give Shraddha and participate in the rituals. Now what you are saying that in Badri it is not happening is just recent times, maybe last 600, 700 years, the male chauvinistic. That is the reason the Shraddha was stopped for women. You guys take this reference and go and do Shraddha in Badri and tell them, my Guru is Mahamandaleshwar, he has given this reference. You tell whether this sutra is right or wrong.
Yes, Swamiji.
Is this sutra original? Is this mantra original?
Yes.
He says, yes, it is original. Then allow me to do Shraddha. That's all.
Yes.
Swamiji, Pitru Doshatkaka Pandra Pujayam, Maheshwara Puja is the same?
Yes, it's one and the same.
Swamiji, what if we don't have any photos or any birth time?
No, I cannot do Maheshwara Puja. You have to have either birth chart or the photo. Without that, I won't be able to offer.
Swamiji,
go ahead.
While in Kailash, with you, we paid the tarpana, whatever.
Then I think that's enough.
That's enough. Second is, when you say they will be relieved of all the, after the Maheshwara Puja, relieve of all the karmas. I thought it's only the incompletion.
Well, all your karmas are actually incompletion.
Even the past life?
Yes. Okay. Even the need for breathing is an incompletion.
No, but my question is this. In the present life, there are the incompletions, let's say. But the karma is also from the previous life with somebody else.
In the past life incompletions only, you bring it as a karma in the present life also.
With the same soul?
May not be same souls, but the carrier is the same soul. Na? See, for example, past life you would have had a fight with your husband. This life you may be having a fight with your wife. But the pattern is same in as far as the recording inside as a karma.
Right, but it's like my father. I might have incompletions which I took care of in Kailash.
That's all, that's enough.
Right, but his previous jalma, what happens with that?
I say, when in the Kailash, when we gave Shraddha and all, whatever is other baggage he has, that also will melt down because we have given it in an elaborate way. Don't worry.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Swamiji, You said 13 days, within 13 days if you give do Shraddha, the soul which is born will get released of all the karmas. And suppose he has taken another birth, and within that 13 days if we do the Maheshwara Puja, he will, in another body he will get enlightened and leave the body as well, or?
No, he will leave the body and he will not have karma. He will not take another one body, which means enlightenment.
Okay, but that life
No, that body which he has taken itself will be dead.
Okay.
The child will be dead within maybe 4 or 5 days.
Even if it's a healthy baby, the moment you have done Maheshwar Puja,
So, the milk he drank, he will digest for 3-4 days and that's all.
How about the incompletion that the parents have towards the children?
Each soul is an individual soul and their journey matters. They will have another one kid, that's all. The individual soul's journey is more important than any relationship related thing. That comes as first priority. Second only this.
Swami, ஒரு சின்ன சந்தேகங்க. What happens if the 13 days passes away?
If the 13 days is passed, I won't be able to liberate that child immediately. The further accumulation of the karma and the incompletions can be reduced. Life will be better without the influence of this load. That's all. But immediately the child cannot be liberated and all.
So if something happens, we have to do it within 13 days.
Soul will leave the body. It will not take one more birth. I'll cut the U-Haul service. Not only that, even if the road when I am traveling, if a dead body is being taken, that's all. Anything falls into my breathing space, even without knowledge, by accident, means when I am driving, there is an accident in the road and the body is still there, means over. That fellow is liberated. He can't have one more body. Because the U-Haul service will be disconnected. My breathing space is such, all U-Haul service will be disconnected. Means the karma carrying umbilical cord will be disconnected. So that cannot survive in my breathing space.
So Swamiji, all the bodies that when we are sitting in Manikarnika Ghat,
whole thing is liberated. Whole thing is liberated. Yes. All these fellows are liberated.
At least 40-50 were there.
More than that.
Swamiji, when I was in Hardwar, there was a sadhu who was on the bridge, and I put some money under his coat, or his blanket, and I realized that night that he was dying. So I went back the next day, and I checked on him, and he was almost dead. And when I put the mala, I took off my mala, and I put it on the top of his head. He shuddered, and he died.
It is good. It means you liberated him. You helped him to free. You put him in connection with me before he was dead. That's good. Go ahead.
Swamiji, you said the souls, even as long as they're in their breathing space, they get liberated. So does that mean it only can happen in your physical presence around your breathing space?
No. In my physical presence happens. When I connect with them also, that they become part of my physical presence.
Okay, so Swamiji, let's say we have a deity which has been done prana pratishtha or your paduka which represents your presence there. So if
that will not be able to have such a strong radiation over a human being because that being has to connect with it.
Okay.
In my case, he doesn't need to connect. I myself can be actively involved in it. A deity will not actively involve. It will only wait passively and whoever comes will be gracing. The Markandeya was active. So that person who is dying, if the person is active, the deity can do the job. Go ahead. Where?
Swamiji, if a person does suicide in your physical space, then?
No. If a person commits suicide, even in my physical presence, I will not be able to help. Because it is a abusal. You are fighting against God. When you asked and He gave you the body and you destroying it is directly fighting against the cosmos. So nobody can help you.
Swamiji.
Nobody can help the person who commits suicide, even in my physical presence.
Swamiji, even animals assume a new body within 3 seconds other than human beings.
No. Animals, when they evolve only they assume human body. That also happens within 3 seconds.
Swamiji, if the body wants to, if the soul, which has been born in a new baby, if you have liberated it, if it still wants to hold on to a body, get a new body?
No, it won't want to. When the karma baggage is not there, it will feel free and just jump out. Who wants to be inside the body when there is no karma baggage?
Swamiji, how is it then with enlightened babies getting born? Babies, enlightened children getting born, they don't have karma, right? So why do they keep their body?
No, that is incarnations. It's not that. Normally all the children are born enlightened. No.
They need karma to retain the body.
Yes.
Swamiji, in the back.
Even in our end pregnancy, we bring a possibility for enlightenment more. Babies themselves are not completely enlightened. The possibility for enlightenment is more. And they are brought up in such a way that when they grow up, they will become enlightened. That's not that they are already enlightened when they assume the body. Next.
Swamiji, I already done the Maheshwara Puja through Swamiji to my parents. Still I want to do one more time. Can I do?
That is up to you. You can.
Thank you.
Swamiji, here. In the presence of energized padukas or deity or any object, if the person is leaving the body, will it become
See
less
what
painful?
I am saying? That person, if he actively connects with me, I can do, but not that his feeling connection doesn't exist. See, when it happens in my physical presence, that person's active connection is not required. I will do the active job. But in the Padukandal, that person has to be actively connecting it.
Will it be less painful for the...
Surely. Not only less painful, even liberation can happen.
Thank you so
much.
much.
If that person is actively connecting.
Thank you.
Swamiji, the children who they die within a day or two of their birth, that means are they getting liberated or they will be...
Yes, they will get liberated.
Within 13 days, because as you said that karma
they
baggage...
They won't have the karma baggage,
okay.
So immediately liberation only.
Okay, thank you.
Swamiji, I wanted to share one experience. When I did my first Maheshwara Puja for my dad, since my dad died about 10-15 years ago, I didn't do any tarpana. That was a deep guilt in me that I should have done, but I didn't do. But that was an opportunity to perform the Maheshwara Puja. When I did the Maheshwara Puja and when you put your food in your mouth, I felt that something dropped from me, a huge weight. I physically, it was like a gross feeling that something left me. Because I had doubt also. How could this be liberating my dad and all that I was having? Because only 3 kshanas you need for you to take the next body. Since he died about 15 years ago, how could that happen? And all those things was running in my mind. When I did that, I felt that this was more than what I would ever imagine to do. Thank you, Swamiji.
Swamiji, one more question. Do the karmic laws affect incarnations the same way as they affect human beings?
No.
So incarnation can never accumulate bad karma?
No. It doesn't touch me.
Oh.
Then?
I don't know, I'm just asking because some people thought you face so much harassment and all that is not because of any bad karma.
Now you are also harassing me, what can I do? That is not because of my bad karma. I decided to be patient and answer you, that's all.
I have a question about in medicine, assisted suicide. Is that also bad?
Yes, suicide is bad in every angle. The Vedic tradition, Hinduism does not accept suicide in any form.
So even if the person's suffering, you shouldn't do that?
Even if the person should be kept alive with all possible available scientific inventions, discoveries as long as possible.
And if
doctors should not do that what euthanasia.
Yeah.
Mercy killing, doctors should not do. At least for all my disciples, I tell you guys, even if you do mercy killing, you will be prosecuted for murder in the cosmos.
Okay.
So never ever do that.
Okay.
Never ever do that. Yes. All doctors, please do not, never encourage mercy killing, never be part of the mercy killing. Don't even be a passive partner in that mercy killing process. Cosmos records it as a murder. So even if your country law accepts, cosmic law doesn't accept, so you step aside. You tell them, my religion does not agree with this. For religious reason, I will not approve or encourage, be part of it. You be very clear about it and step aside. It is straight murder. It is straight murder. Nothing can be done. If somebody is attempting suicide, that will be hanging as a ghost forever till that natural time of moving to the next body comes. Accident, he will not have suffering because he is not destroyed himself.
I'd like to participate in this Swamiji, the puja, but I won't be able to sit on the floor. Is it all right for me to sit on the chair?
You see, it's a Shraddha, it's a ground ritual where the food is supposed to be spread on the floor and offered.
Okay.
That is why.
Okay, thank you.
Sitting on the floor will be as important as I need a photograph.
Can I offer the puja to my husband's grandparents who I've never met?
Whom you never met. Yes, yes, you can offer.
I had two questions. One, is there a Hindu position on organ transplants, lung transplant, heart transplant?
The Hinduism is very clear, it accepts organ transplants.
Okay. Second, what about hospice care? If a patient is dying and wants to just take
hospice care is accepted in Hindu tradition, it is encouraged.
Okay, thank you.
As much as possible, the patient should be kept alive.
Swamiji, how about aborted life?
Aborted life.
Is
Actually, life enters only when the baby is coming out of the mother's womb. In that 3 seconds only life enters. When the baby tastes this prana, the breathing, the breath of the world, only at that time life enters. So inside the heart beating and all is an extension of mother's heart, mother's life.
Thank you.
In one body, please understand, inside one body, two lives cannot exist.
Swamiji, there is a condition of newborn baby where the kidneys are not developed, so the lung is also not developed. So the baby is put on the breathing machine support, and the whatever 24 to 30 hours the baby was there on the support. So there is not a clear, we were unable to see whether even adding a blood pressure support medication for a low BP, whether will prolong the baby's life or not, because the lung is not developed, so the baby is going downhill on the breathing machine support, which is considered maximum for the breathing aspect.
So you have done everything best and then baby dies, no problem. But anywhere you lack, it is murder. That's all.
We were not sure at the time whether even adding the blood pressure support medicine.
No, what I am saying, you had certain medical intelligence. With that, honestly, you supported only life.
Okay.
That's all.
Sure.
There ends.
Swamiji, one more question. The brainstem death which we certify.
Even then, the body should be kept as much as possible.
Because after the group of specialists certify the brainstem death, they actually withdraw the breathing machine support and all the medications. So, is it considered?
Even that should not be done.
Okay.
Till the heart settles by itself.
Okay.
Should be supported.
So, brainstem death is not considered a natural?
No.
Okay.
It's not death.
Okay. Thank you.
It's only a type of a karana sharira, the coma, causal coma. there are some great spiritual sciences unique to Hinduism. Subtle, otherworldly, but definitive sign. Manifesting the cosmic beings in Archavatara, deities in Nijavatara, living incarnations is possible. Understand? Kriya Pada of Vedas and Agamas elaborately explain the whole science of making the cosmic beings manifest in Archavatara, deities and Nijavatara, living incarnations, both. During the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, literally those cosmic beings manifest through this body. Just like how they manifest in Archavatara, deity, they manifest in Nijavatara, Pratyakshavatara, and give you all the boons you ask, bless you. You see, each God is an independent intelligence to lead you to enlightenment. Each God is a bridge for you to achieve the Shivatva, the ultimate Shiva consciousness. Krishna is the bridge for you to achieve the Krishna consciousness. But Shiva consciousness, Krishna consciousness, all consciousness is one and the same. Ultimate consciousness only. So that energy itself completely expresses.
Just like Radhika, when I see my own.
Yes, as we have now understood from Swamiji himself about the secrets behind the Maheshwara Puja, let us now break down what this ritual is about and also how you can partake, how you can participate in this very ancient, powerful ritual. Maheshwara Puja is Hinduism's most ancient ritual prevalent even today, and the ritual is offered in the memory of a person who is no more. Maheshwara Puja is offered by the loved ones of the deceased to bring intense completion. And during the Maheshwara Puja, incarnations complete with the departed souls. Maheshwara Puja instantly bestows the performer with peace, completion, and emotional relief to smoothly recover from the trauma of a lost loved one. And even Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi is said to have been sitting for these Maheshwara Pujas, and there's many records showing that Maheshwara Puja was practiced and conducted by Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi as well. Completion means living and acting without any hangover of the past. Words, actions, or memories, when you are in completion, will remember past incidents and actions, but they will no longer have the power to cause any pain or anger or guilt in you anymore. The Maheshwara Puja is a powerful way that each and everyone can have a completion with the departed souls, and they can actually become liberated. And this is the best thing that you can do for if you have lost a loved one. If perhaps in the past you have lost a loved one and you have been through the pain of that, this is the way that you can offer a Maheshwara Puja and achieve the liberation of that departed soul. And during the Maheshwara Puja, your request for your completion is offered in Bhiksha, or food to the avatar. Only the avatar can trace the departed soul in the cosmos and relieve both you and the being, departed soul, of incompletion. And now, this is the Shastra Pramana for the departed souls and how they are waiting for completion. It says, Asadhi mavadim kritva panchamam pakshamashritah kankshitani pitaraha klista anamapyanavaham jalam. And that means the departed souls wait eagerly for completion through food and water during the Mahalaya Paksha, which is a fortnight of departed souls. So there are 3 places which is well known for being a very auspicious place to offer the farewell ritual. That is, one is the Bodh Gaya in Gaya, where Buddha became enlightened and where Bhagavan Vishnu's feet are worshipped. The place is well known for the energy of Pinda Shraddha for completion with the departed souls. And the next is the Bhadri in Badrikashram. Bhagavan Kalabhairava himself receives Brahma Kapala holding Brahma's skull, receives the Pinda and offers it to Bhagavan Vishnu on our behalf. And the third, excuse me, the third is Manasarovar near Kailasa in the Himalayas. The avatar is said to be all three: Brahma Kapala in Manasarovar, Kalabhairava's body, Badrikashram, and Vishnu's feet in Bodh Gaya. If it so happens that the departed soul has already taken the next birth by offering Maheshwara Puja, you will be relieving them of their karmas, and suddenly the soul starts progressing in their journey wherever he needs to progress. So the ritual is like completing the completions at both ends. It is blessing of an incarnation when he sits and accepts the Maheshwara Puja. So now let us see a little bit more about Maheshwara Puja. Maheshwara Puja, once again, is the offering of Bhiksha or food to the avatar along with his monastic disciples, sannyasis and brahmacharis in the path of sannyas. In this puja, the sannyasis are treated as Lord Paramashiva himself and offered the Bhiksha and fed. You can see here the order of sannyasis sitting for the Maheshwara Puja. And now let us watch a brief video where it is capturing the entire history of Maheshwara Puja in Kailasa. And you can see as early as 2003, 2004, the Maheshwara Pujas conducted and offered to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and also over the years how Maheshwara Puja has been observed. Yes. Tradition says that offering food to the avatar is equal to feeding 10,000 hungry. The best place on planet Earth to give the Pinda Tarpana, the food for the departed souls, completion with the living and those who have left the body, is the stomach of a sannyasi. That is the Jataragni, the digestive fire. The hunger of the sannyasi is the best fire into which you can offer the Pinda Tarpana. In the Shoma Paddhati, Shraddha Vidhi, Shloka 3, it says, Lingano Brahmanadyascha Shraddhiya Shivadikshitaha, means that the sannyasis and brahmanas who have been initiated into the Shivadiksha are eligible to be appointed as the representatives of Pitrus in the Shraddha. The Shraddha, ritual offering to the departed souls, reaches the Pitrus, the departed ancestors, directly. Maheshwara Puja is 1,000 times greater than any offering of Shraddha or any Pinda in any river, body of water, any lake or holy land or holy place. The reason being that sannyasis intend only to have enlightenment, having renounced all other desires and needs. So serving them with the intention of completion brings about the same effect in the departed soul and helps them attain enlightenment and get merged with the cosmos. The tradition says that one morsel of rice offered and served to the avatar liberates 7 generations up and 7 generations down the heredity of the Maheshwara Puja participants. And these many extra morsels of rice fed bestows that many kalpas, or 4.32 billion human years of life in Kailasa, in the space of an enlightened master to the participant. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism personally receives bhiksha and food offering using the astronomical chart or provided photograph of the departed. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism brings completion to not just unfulfilled emotional verbal commitments, but also anything you are insensitive to them about. You can see in the photographs the avatar observing all of the photographs. You can see that all the photographs are put in a display, and even on Zoom, all the participants are joining in. And this shows the way how the avatar just simply looks at the photograph and liberates that soul. He connects with the soul through this photograph offering. So we have a couple of frequently asked questions about the Maheshwara Puja. We'll just go over them right now. First, can we request Maheshwara Puja for anyone? The answer is yes. KAILASA will conduct the Maheshwara Puja on your behalf for anyone in your family who has either had a natural or unnatural or premature death. And second question, what do you need to offer the Maheshwara Puja? First, the photograph of the departed soul or the astrological chart of the departed. So that'll include the time, date of birth, and place of birth. And can Maheshwara Puja help a soul which has committed suicide? Yes, only Maheshwara Puja can bring the departed soul to rest in peace. And if you have any close family or friends who have committed suicide, Maheshwara Puja will be a great help in the soul, for the soul in its journey. And what is the difference between Shraddha and Maheshwara Puja? If you're wondering, in Maheshwara Puja, completion is for both you and the departed soul. So their next journey is free of karmic baggage. Maheshwara Puja can be conducted only in the presence of the avatar who can connect to the departed soul in the cosmos. And can we request Maheshwara Puja for ourselves? Yes, KAILASA accepts requests to conduct Maheshwara Puja for individuals. But please note, if it is for you only. KAILASA cannot conduct Maheshwara Puja for your family, friends who are not in the body. So if you have a question or if you want more information, you can always reach out to us. You can learn a little bit more also about Maheshwara Puja at kailasamailer.com/sevas, and as well you can register. Another question that many people ask is, what is the difference between Shraddha and Maheshwara Puja? Rituals such as Shraddha and Pinda Darpanam are also prevalent to offer prayers to the departed. In these rituals, the goal is to bring completion to you, to heal from any pain or suffering you are going through due to the departure of a loved one. In Maheshwara Puja, completion is for both you and the departed soul, so their next journey is free of karmic baggage. Maheshwara Puja can be conducted only in the presence of an avatar. It is that much more powerful in the presence of an avatar being conducted, being offered to the avatar. And another question many people have is, I understand that Maheshwara Puja is mainly for the departed souls, but will it have any effect on the person who offers? Basically, Maheshwara Puja, more than the departed soul, the component which they left in you gets completed. Please understand, for example, if somebody's father left the body, now he will already be in another one body if he had a natural death. But the incompletions he left with you, he will still be suffering with that same pattern in his new life. In the Maheshwara Puja, when this part of him is completed, suddenly he will complete with those patterns. And what is the significance of doing Pinda Tarpanam through an incarnation? The first thing is that the incarnation is the space of eternal completion. Physically, mentally, spiritually, he is the space of eternal completion. Offering the Pinda through him means the Maheshwara Puja is literally completing your Pitrus. Because when you offer to him, when he accepts or receives the Maheshwara Puja given by you, for those moments, he is the direct representative of the Pitrus. And many people also ask, Swamiji, you said a person passes away and the being immediately takes another body. But here we do prayers for that being. The being might be celebrating his or her birthday. How will it help if we offer prayers over his death simultaneously? Swamiji beautifully answers this question and says, all the last rites you do, the celebrations you do, the prayers you do, everything is not for that soul. It is for your own incompletions with that soul. It's your own completion with that soul. You carry a lot of incompletions with that being who left. So you need to do completion again and again with that being. It's a time you sit and do completion with that being. In the incompletions you carry with parents is the Pitru dosha. So the person who leaves the body, immediately takes another body. Whatever you give, the Shraddha, the Pinda Tarpana does not reach him, but it completes you. So don't miss this opportunity. If you want to offer the Maheshwara Puja, you can go to kailasamailer.com/sevas. And there have been so many people who have experienced a breakthrough just from this Maheshwara Puja. We'll be learning a little bit more about Maheshwara Puja after a quick break.
There are some great spiritual sciences unique to Hinduism. Subtle, otherworldly, but definitive sign. Manifesting the cosmic beings in Archavatara, deities in Nijavatara, living incarnations is possible. Understand? Kriya Pada of Vedas and Agamas elaborately explain the whole science of making the cosmic beings manifest in Archavatara, deities and Nijavatara, living incarnations, both. During the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, literally those cosmic beings manifest through his body. Just like how they manifest in Archavatara, deity, they manifest in Nijavatara, Pratyakshavatara, and give you all the boons you ask, bless you. You see, each God is an independent intelligence to lead you to enlightenment. Each God is a bridge for you to achieve the Shivatva, the ultimate Shiva consciousness. Krishna is the bridge for you to achieve the Krishna consciousness. But Shiva consciousness, Krishna consciousness, all consciousness is one and the same. Ultimate consciousness only. So that energy itself completely expresses.
Just like Radhika, when I see my own sweetness in the mirror, I become eager to taste it. I find that the only way to relish this sweetness is through the constitution of Sri Radhika.
Bhava Samadhi Darshan is a window to the infinite expanse of consciousness, allowing us to glimpse the formless in a way that we can understand. It cleanses the karmas of lifetimes. It awakens our biomemory to the space of Paramashiva, the ultimate consciousness, and creates a deep and lasting transformation in us.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become KAILAShians. I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that. KAILASA is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. KAILASA is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity. Withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment time. We need to cater this enlightenment signs to the whole world wherever they are. Because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost. What I mean by the word KAILASA, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to KAILASA, it's okay. KAILASA can come to you. KAILASA coming to you is KAILASA. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model communities. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world. All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth. Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystems. I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you.
Yes, Nithyananda. And now We have seen so many people who have come forward and shared their breakthroughs when they offer the Maheshwara Puja. Maheshwara Puja is a way that can give you a breakthrough in a level that you have never understood before, that you've never even been able to reach before. Somewhere where you are blocked inside of you, you would not be able to see that blockage. It'll be like a blind spot inside of you. And you might be trying to move something for years or months, but you would not be able to have a breakthrough. You'd not be able to move that. You might be stuck completely in that area. But the Maheshwara Puja is an offering which can clear out all of the unknown incompletions inside of us that have come down from our pitrus and from our ancestors who are the ones who are getting liberated during the Maheshwara Puja, and we are able to find that breakthrough. Whatever blockage is inside of us, that gets completed, and the breakthrough manifests in our life. And next, we're going to be hearing a sharing of one of the Maheshwara Puja participants from very recently, who has shared about his own experience of this kind of breakthrough happening. And after many years of needing to continuously suffer for one thing, now he has not needing to do that, and he has also manifested a new job, a higher salary, and that is really what the Maheshwara Puja is able to do, a breakthrough in an area which you would never have thought of before and which you'd never expected, even something which is aside from what you think you want, or you you think you want to manifest into reality. So now let us watch this sharing from Murthy Aduri Ayya, who has given a heartfelt sharing on how grateful he is to Swamiji for making this completion happen through the Maheshwara Puja.
Nithyanandam. I am grateful for this opportunity to share a few words about Swamiji, about my association with Swamiji. I think back in 2008 or 9, I landed up on a YouTube video of Swamiji. And ever since that time, I think I could not even stop watching the videos because of the effect they had. It just basically opened up worlds of wisdom that is based on Hindu scriptures. And in general, basically, I did have some gurus and some masters alongside my journey, and I think I was looking for answers for several of my growing years. But the moment I saw Swamiji and I got associated to his teachings via YouTube, I think almost that settled a lot of things in me, and I know that I don't need to look for anything else. Then I started being associated with Swamiji in one way or the other, by just being a part of several of the programs, and also meeting him in person. Back in the day, Swamiji used to offer programs that we could actually sit at his feet and learn from the master. So I was exposed to that teachings back in something like 2014 or so. I think I did my first IA as well, and just before that, a few years before that, the several impossibilities started breaking. They made no sense to me because basically I used to keep some limitations and not attempt anything. And even though I knew that there was some potential in me, I could not have the courage. I could not have the mindset to attempt. The moment Swamiji showed a path in several programs and opened up several energy centers through direct initiation and also the teachings. I started looking for solutions. First time, I think after IA, I remember that he blessed me with a job, and he said, "Oh, you did not get a job still? Okay, by this date you will get it." And I could not believe that just the day he mentioned, though this job was supposed to happen, it happened just on the day that Swamiji mentioned and with the highest payment. So back in the day, I was a little bit worried about the money part and all that. So after that also I started exploring my other opportunities, which I've kept in the background and was not attempting. So I bought a franchise. Several things that that I wanted to do earlier in my life started opening up, and my relationships and several other areas. I remember in one of the IAs, I actually met with an accident, and Swamiji literally took care of me as a baby for about a few weeks, and I was completely, everyone around me was surprised how I handled it so well. I mean, I said it's not because of me, because I knew that Swamiji was working in the background to handle that. It was one of the spinal injuries, so pretty serious in the normal context, but the way I could come out of it, and I'm absolutely very well functioning in health. And recently I performed Maheshwara Puja, which I've been delaying a lot, and I did not know there are some breakthroughs that I need, that I was looking for, and after Maheshwara Puja, I can tell you that just within the next 24 hours or so, I landed up in another salaried job, though I was not looking for it, another 10-20%. I mean, I'm just saying that the faith and connection with the Master is something that I value and cherish all my life, and I just landed up in two different unknown things opening up because of the Maheshwara Puja that I performed. And anytime if I'm also looking for solutions, I pray to him. I talk to him every day at home. I have the Atma Murti, and then I close the door or just talk to him. And also I experience very solutions in the form of his teachings come to me, surface automatically when I just remember him or pray to him for solutions. So thank you, Swamiji Nithyananda.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Hours after he offered the Maheshwara Puja. Not only is it something that can create a breakthrough in your life, but also heal the trauma, the pain that you have been undergoing, that you may not have even remembered you are undergoing for so many years. In this next sharing, we are going to be hearing from another devotee who has shared how the Maheshwara Puja had healed the trauma which she herself forgot that she was still undergoing. So now let's watch one more sharing about this Maheshwara Puja, and then we'll be proceeding on into the further events of today's program and today's celebrations.
天南当，大家好，我的名字叫梁冰飞，我是 Paramashivoham 课程35期的学员，从第36期开始，一直在课程关怀组做志愿者。我想跟大家分享我在11月4日，做了马哈瓦拉普加为祖先超度的仪式之后的一些感受。在 Paramashivoham 课程中，我学到了根源模式圆满的科学，也做了很多相应的练习，尝试寻找了自己的根源模式。我自己是3岁，我的亲生母亲去世，一直我的家人就会说我是一个很可怜的孩子，因此我也一直会认为我的最爱的妈妈已经离开我了，所以我是一个不被爱的，不被这个世界接受的一个孩子。虽然我的家人其他的家人也给了我很多的爱，但是我可能就经常是感受不到，经常会还是觉得很匮乏。在日后的这种生活啊、学习、工作当中，还有自己建立自己的家庭之后，这种模式经常会出来困扰我，经常会要不断的去求关注、求爱的这样的一个人。在这个根源模式的圆满的科学当中呢，去圆满去释放那时候的对妈妈失去妈妈的那种恐惧不安的情绪。几次尝试之后，我也确实感到了内心有很多圆满。在和别人说起这件事的时候，以前我都会经常是掉眼泪嘛，然后之后就发现自己不会哭了。我就认为自己可能是真的是圆满了。我要去准备超度仪式的这个资料填写资料的时候，我发现呢，我找不到我妈妈的照片了。这个情绪这个事件出来的时候，我是非常难过的，因为我又有内心的那种无力感。当我想去做一件事情的时候，原来还有这么多事情我做不到。我这么想为我母亲做超度，但是我却找不到她的照片，这种很深的无力感又涌起来了。又发现我原来这个我曾经认为我的这个圆满还没有做，还有很多不圆满。所以我请求斯瓦米吉帮我拿走这个业力，帮我圆满我的这个内心的无力感。然后这时候呢，就有一个同修师姐，我跟他说了这件事，他跟我说你可以去问问你妈妈的朋友。然后我突然就想到了我认识的一个我妈妈的朋友，我还有他的微信号，我就马上去联系了他，然后他也马上给了我回复。他那里还有那种就是黑白的几十年前的那种大合影的照片，他是我妈妈的小学同学，大合影的照片里有我的妈妈的样子。我觉得这一切都是上师的安排，他让我知道我还有这样的不圆满，让我愿意去臣服于上师，让他去帮我拿走我的不圆满。同时我也感受到了上师的爱和同修的爱，他们会帮助我圆满我的这些无力感。接下来我想讲一下我在参与完马哈瓦拉普加超度仪式之后的一些感受。在当时仪式的时候呢，我其实是有感觉到有一些能量的进入，我也一直在向上师去请求拿走我这个内心的无力感，圆满我内心的模式。当天呢，我参加完超度仪式之后，我走出家门的时候，我就发现自己的身体呢就轻盈了很多，就是从未没有的那种轻盈感，我也觉得很神奇。我觉得可能是业力被拿走的那种感觉，就是这样的轻盈感吧。我在去星巴克买饮料的时候呢，我得到了一个这个1赠1的一个幸运问卷，就是随机的，1500人或者1000位顾客，里面会突然蹦出来这么一个，就是很随机的。虽然只是显化了一杯饮料，但是我会觉得自己是一个很幸运的人。当天晚上呢，我也一直感觉到自己呢是已经是非常被治愈，已经一直在一个圆满空间里。我当时就鼓起勇气跟我先生说起了斯瓦米吉的事情。在此之前，我一直都不敢告诉他我在跟随尼西亚南达大师学习的事情。因为什么呢？是我觉得我是对自己 不够有自信，我怕他认为我是误入邪教啊，每当他问我的时候，虽然我家里也已经摆上了斯瓦米吉的像，但是然后我就会告诉他我在学习瑜伽，这是我的瑜伽老师，我也并没有跟他讲我在具体的还在学什么，但是在超度仪式之后呢，我就突然有一股很大的勇气，我跟他说我在跟随尼辛亚南达上师学习的事情呢，以圆满的空间跟他交流，然后我先生跟我说他觉得这是一件好事，然后我觉得自己这么多天这种就是不安啊不自信啊，就是自己的幻象，我其实没有必要这么纠结在自己的这些内心不自信上面。通过跟我先生的这个交流呢，我也突然感到自己的这个内在空间有了很大的扩张。我曾经呢也认为我有一份全职的工作，然后还要参与志愿者的工作，然后还有自己的家庭，还有孩子要照顾啊。我觉得自己怎么会有那么多时间和精力呢？这真的是不可完成的、不可能的任务。我经常就是陷在这种时间的无力感里，然后我也是经常在这个手账上去记录一些自己的日程啊，然后就会越来越发现自己的时间的匮乏。但这次参加完超度仪式之后，我明显感觉到自己内心的空间的扩张。我也会觉得事情是有很多事情，但是我只要拿起责任去一件一件的完成，所有的事情都会很顺利的解决。如果你看到这个视频，也会对马哈巴拉普贾超度仪式感兴趣的话呢，欢迎和志愿者联系。感恩大家，尼天南当。
Yes. So that was another beautiful, wonderful sharing from another devotee who has given her heartfelt sharing, her words, testimony, how Maheshwara Puja actually has helped multiple aspects of her life, whether it is completion with her husband, completion with her mother, or even completion with herself and her confidence about life. This is how Swamiji's grace and just the healing from Swamiji can create such a huge transformation in each and every one of us, and has already done so in millions of people's, and can be possible for each and every one of you. And in the next segment, we're also going to be seeing more about the different ways that you can connect to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism through the various offerings of for Devi Parashakti. And now, especially being the Jayanti, the Nithyananda celebrations of the 45th Avatar Dinotsavam of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, is a very auspicious time to make an offering. So let us see what are the various offerings that you can do today. The first offering you can make is just out of our gratitude, the E-Hundi offering. Devi Parashakti in the Lalita Sahasranam is described as Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Gamya, Bhakti Vaishyabhaya Paha, Shambhavi Sharadaradhya, Sharvani Sharmadaini, which means Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion, and she can be won over through true devotion. She removes all fears. And if there is any fear in the minds of devotees, Devi is sure to remove that fear. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn. Here it is meant the autumn of our lives, when thoughts turn more and more inwards. The role of the divine is more clear and understood, and the need for the Devi worship becomes stronger. In this verse, Shambhavi means the consort of Lord Shambhu. Sharadharadhya means worshipped by Sharada. Sharmani means wife of Lord Shiva. And Linga Purana says that Lord Shiva is called Sharva in his earth form. Sharmadaini means Devi who bestows happiness on devotees. And the next offering we have available for anyone who would like is Sankalpa offering. Sankalpa is the offering of a deep, powerful prayer. And in the Saundarya Lahiri, Sri Adi Shankaracharya writes Jabo jalpah shilpam sakalam apimudra virachana gati pradakshinya kramanam asanadhya uti vidihi, which means let the mantras I chant with the sacrifice in my soul become the chanting of your name. Let all my movements become auspicious mudras. Let my travel become production, become the perambulations around thee. Let the act of eating and drinking become fire oblations to thee, and let my act of sleeping become salutations to you, and let all the actions of pleasure of mine become part of your worship. This Sankalpa offering can give you the blessings for both the asked and unasked, the remembered and forgotten wishes, the prayers that you might have had to manifest by the grace of Devi Parashakti. The next offering is the Devi Sahasranama Swarnakasu, and this offering is a very sacred offering of the Sahasranamam chanting and the offering of the Swarnakasu, that golden necklace to Devi Parashakti. And you can have the blessings to manifest and awaken the multiple divine feminine conscious attributes and powers. The next offering you see here is the Mukta Anguti. And the Devi Suktam, Devi Parashakti, is described. Let the goddess who brings good fortune, who is praised by the gods, who is served by Devendra, who is praised by Devas, troubled by the Asuras, who is praised and remembered as devotion to her solves all, who is the source of all good in the world, let the goddess destroy all obstacles. So this Mukta Anguti, the finger ring with a pearl, bestows the blessings for protection and from all the dangers and fears. The next offering is the Swarna Padma Pushpa, and this Swarna Padma Pushpa is the golden lotus. The lotus has many different kinds of references in Sanatana Hindu Dharma, but is most known for the association with Mahalakshmi. In fact, in the Lakshmi Ashtakam, it says Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayini Mantra Murte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute, which means Devi who bestows accomplishments and intellect, who showers worldly prosperity, Devi who powers the subtle mantra of the cosmos. I bow down to you, O Devi Mahalakshmi. This offering of the Swarna Padma Pushpa gives the blessings for attracting positive relationships in personal and business dimensions. The next offering is the Swarna Metti, and this is the offering of the Swarna Metti to Devi Parashakti. And in the Samvedalahari, once again, it's described that Lord Brahma, the creator of your, selects a dust from your feet and creates he this world. The great Adishesha with his 1,000 heads somehow carries the dust of your feet with effort great. And the great Lord Rudra takes it and powders it nicely and uses it as holy ash. This is the greatness of Devi Parashakti's feet and how she is revered by even Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And the Swarna Metti gives you the blessings for a life of leadership qualities by offering worship to the divine lotus feet of Devi Parashakti, achieved by worshipping a tiny grain of dust from her feet. The Metti is a gold toe ring to worship by adorning the feet of Devi Parashakti. The next offering is the Mang Tika. The Mang Tika is referred in the Lalita Sahasranamam verse 106, where it says, Suddha Sharvi Varshini, meaning she who makes the nectar flow from the Sahasrara to the Agnya and permeates through all the 72,000 nadis to give us the ultimate experience of the cosmos. And this Mang Tika can give you the blessings for enlightened lifestyle. The next offering we have is the most exciting, the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. And just coming up on December 28th, less than 2 days away, less than 48 hours, each and every one of us has the opportunity to offer the Pratyaksha Pada Puja on this occasion of the Avatar Dinotsava, the 45th Avatar Dinotsava. All over the world, KAILASAs, we are celebrating the Avatar Dinotsava, 45 years of the advent of the Avatar. And each and every one of us can outpour our gratitude now for the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism having been establishing, reviving, and giving everything in order to revive Kailasa for no one, not for himself, not for just the sannyasis or anyone, but for every single one of us. It is not for just one select group or for any for the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself. The making the nation of Kailasa is for every single person. And just out of our gratitude for having established this nation and having revived the world's only Hindu nation, you can offer this Pratyaksha Pada Puja, offer out of your gratitude. And not only is it a way that you can offer your gratitude, but also deepen that deep feeling connection with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as the incarnation of Paramashiva and the representation of our highest possibility. In the Guru Padaka Stotram and Guru Ashtakam, Adi Shankaracharya has written greatly about the greatness of the Guru. And this is from the Guru Ashtakam, verse number 6, where it says, Yaso me gatam dikshu dhana pratapa jagad vastu sarvam kare yat prasada guru ragni padme manasyanna lagnam tatakyam 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 tatakyam, which means my repute has traveled in all directions through my philanthropy and prowess. All the things of this world are in my hands as rewards for my virtues. Yet if one's mind be not centered upon the lotus feet of the Guru, what then? What then? What then? This beautiful verse is really questioning if we have traveled all over the world, if we have gained all the worldly prosperity that might exist, even then we have not achieved the best in the world. If we have the Guru and our mind is completely surrendered and obedient and completely centered on the lotus feet of the Guru, that is the only thing that can surpass all the worldly pleasures that we might have gained over our whole lives. And no matter what we might have gone after, we might have sought after in all of our lives itself, all of that put together has no comparison to what we can simply gain with the surrender to the feet of the Guru. And Guru's guidance in our lives is the utmost guidance, is the utmost supreme way that we can achieve enlightenment, the sweetest way that we can achieve enlightenment. And Swamiji has taken up the responsibility for being the Guru for the whole universe and for each and every one of us to have super conscious breakthrough. Swamiji has revived the science of power manifestation, has revived the science of completion, and has brought these from so many different lineages, from almost being lost for each and every one of us to enjoy. And if we are celebrating today as Kailasians, it is entirely because of the sacrifice of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And the whole cosmos had orchestrated this exact happening and the advent of the avatar in each and every one of our lives. And today you can register for this Pada Puja, the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, and be able to offer this beautiful ritual to the divine lotus feet of our Guru. And ultimately, it gives us the most amount of blessings, benefit, transformation in our lives, just being able to offer this Pratyaksha Pada Puja and have the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And Swamiji, having given us Kailasa, literally, and the nation which has been established all over the world, and giving us this beautiful lifestyle, giving us and never ever giving up on each and every one of us, no matter what. This is the time we can offer our gratitude to the Guru, and whatever we offer, we can just let go. We can simply be removed of all of our karmas and anything that we might be suffering inside of us, that we might be going through inside of us, we can bring to the final end. And Swamiji will simply take care with just one snap of his fingers, with just one wave of his hands, it can be taken care. And Swamiji is continuously working for Kailasa to be brought to more and more people, for the whole humanity to be benefited by this gracious energy on planet Earth. And 45 years ago today, we had the advent of the avatar, and so many people had predicted this happening of a avatar landing and an avatar bringing us, sailing us through the times that we are living. And especially 2020 and 2021 has been a roller coaster ride for so many of us. But Swamiji has been our one stable guide, has been continuously, no matter what, expanding and ensuring that the work of Kailasa, the revival of Kailasa, is successful, especially this year with so much ongoing in the outside. Kailasa remains the most contributing nation, with Kailasa COVID care centers, which have ensured the safety of so many people, and with the direct guidance of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to protect ourselves from the pandemics that are ongoing, and with the spiritual guidance of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, as many of us are suffering, are going through right now some of the most tumultuous, strenuous, and deeply moving parts and periods of our lives. And it's at this time that Swamiji is continuously ensuring that we are taking care. And whether it is the Bhava Samadhi Darshans that are happening, Paramashivoham program, or the satsangs that Swamiji has been giving, or initiations, back-to-back initiations, and the programs, the festivals, the Brahmotsavams, everything Swamiji has been doing for each and every one of us to have the greatest breakthrough, and for us to know that no matter what we do, we are protected, and we can rely on the guidance of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So don't miss out this opportunity, this blessing to be able to offer the Pratyaksha Pada Puja on Avatar Dinotsavam Day, the December 28th. It will be happening Indian Standard Time, and the schedule and the announced timings will be announced on our various social media platforms. So please do stay tuned for all the different announcements. And as you can see, you can go to kailasamailer.com/Jayanti2022 in order to offer the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. Once you are at this link, it'll look like this, and you can see here we have two different options: the Tula Bharam offering on Jayanti 2022, and you also have the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. And the Pratyaksha Pada Puja is a very very auspicious thing that you can do, a mark of gratitude for health, wealth, energy, and transformation, which and it's literally a once in a lifetime's opportunity, something that you would be able to get only after lifetimes and lifetimes, thousands of lifetimes of doing tapas, going through the endless cycle of birth and death, and finally we are able to offer it in His presence now. And don't miss this opportunity. You can go to kailasamailer.com/Jayanti2022 in order to offer the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. And we'll just go through a little bit how you can offer. Once you are here, you click on the offer button, and you'll be led to this form. If you fill out your details in this form, you'll be able to get a payment method, and right away, immediately, you'll be able to see how you can offer, you can register for the next steps, and you can offer the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. And also, we can go over how you can, if you have an intention as well, if you want to make an offering today, and you are, and perhaps you need a little bit of help, you need help in manifesting, you can fill out the Seva's intention form, and that will also ensure that you are getting the help you need, the information that you need in order to make an offering. And also make sure that you are filling out the Sankalpa 2021 form. This is another form that you'll be able to find at the KAILASAmailer.com link, and it will also be provided to you once you have registered and have paid. You should fill out the Sankalpa 2021 form in order for your name to be chanted during the puja. And as well, if you would like to make any of the other offerings today, the Parashakti offerings, the offerings to Devi Parashakti, we now can go over the steps of how you can make an offering. So once you go to KAILASAmailer.com, you will be visiting the landing page of the all the sevas available through Kailasa. And if you scroll down, you will be able to see the different opportunities, the different Bhava Samadhi darshans which you can offer the sevas for. And if today you would like to offer the Pratyaksha Pada Puja or any of the other sevas that are available, then you can click on the Bhava Samadhi darshan making or link for making an offering. Once you click that link, you'll be able to go to the landing page for that Bhava Samadhi darshan. And then you'll be able to see all of the various different offerings for the Devi Parashakti Bhava Samadhi darshan. Yes. And if you'd like to make your intention, this is the first step. You can fill out this form. Once you fill out this form, you'll be able to get more information. You'll be able to get help in manifesting this offering, or if you'd like to, you'll be able to also get the information for the future offerings in case now is not the time. And you can simply declare that you have an intention. That itself can do so much to move and ensure that you are making an offering either now or in the future. And also, if you are ready to make a payment today and you'd like to make an offering, go to step 2. And under step 2, you can click there in order to be led here to the landing page of the Parashakti Bhava Samadhi Darshan offerings. Once you click the drop down menu, you'll be able to you'll be able to see all of the various offerings with all the different denominations. So make sure that you know which denomination you are wanting to offer. Several offerings have denominations in $75, $251, and other options as well. So make sure you click the one that you want to offer and add that to your cart. And once you have added that to your cart, you can review your cart. You can see all the things that are offered there, and you can make sure that only what you want to offer is in your cart. Then you can proceed for a payment. And once you have proceeded for payment, you can fill out your billing details, and you'll see the various different card options that are available for you to use. And you can place your order. So that is it. That's just 3 steps, and you can figure out how to make an offering. And if you'd like to know more information about the Pratyaksha Pada Puja and register for the Pratyaksha Pada Puja today, you can go to kailasamailer.com/jayanti2022. And once again, this Pratyaksha Pada Puja should not be missed. Ensure that this Avatara Dinotsava, you are offering the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, and you can go to this link in order to find more information, register, and even you can ask any questions if you'd like to. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda. Yes. So now in just a few short minutes, we will be proceeding with the Nithyanandotsavam celebrations happening all over the world, and the rituals which are happening at Adi KAILASA Sarvagya Peetham from the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalayam. And the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalayam is offering the grand Leela Alankarams every single day, where the deity of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is offered the sacred decoration of the various different Leelas in his life. We have observed the Leela of feeding Ganesha, of choosing the Rudrakshamala, of having the darshan of Subramanya. So many Leelas we have observed. We have offered our oblations and we've offered the rituals for these different Leelas. Today is the special Alankaram of being coronated as the 233rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Tondai Mandalam Adinam. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the Mir Age of 10, having been recognized as the incarnation of Paramashiva, was recognized by his gurus Yogi Yogananda Puri as well as Mata Jivibhudananda Puri, Isakki Swamigal, and so many other gurus, including Annamalai Swamigal, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Mauna Swami, Narayana Swami. So many you can list on and on and on and go on about their greatness, their expertise in the various spiritual fields. And having been recognized at such a young age, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was immediately chosen to be the inheritor and the successor for many grand lineages, for many ancient lineages, in order to uphold the tradition and ensure that the next generation, the future generations, and the entire humanity itself is benefited by what that tradition has to offer. And the Tondai Mandalam Adinam, being one of the most ancient Adinams, monastic kingdoms, from Paramashiva and Parashakti himself, established by Paramashiva himself and revived by Parashakti in the city of Kanchipuram, and having been the guidance for the whole kingdom at that time, and the protection for the spiritual and Hindu heritage throughout thousands of years of history, with 233 Guru Mahasannidhanams, an unbroken lineage of Guru Mahasannidhanams. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated at the mere age of just 10 years old by the 230th Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Tondai Mandalam Adinam. And this whole incident and the whole coronation was a beautiful grand Leela in the event of the avatar. The 230th Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Tondai Mandalam Adinam had recognized that truly the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was none other than the incarnation of Paramashiva himself, having witnessed so many and having heard about from his gurus so many different miracles that have happened surrounding the avatar, and so many different tests that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had passed in order to show and as an evidence to the fact that truly the highest consciousness of Paramashiva was manifesting through the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Thus, the arrangements were made in order to perform the Acharya Abhishekam on this day in the year 1988. And during this time, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had even been photographed, and these photographs preserved historically to serve as a beautiful way to tell history, how at a very young age the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had been recognized as the incarnation of Paramashiva. And today we are celebrating that Leela in the life of the avatar, of the coronation of the avatar at the mere age of just 10 years old, as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Tondai Mandalam Adinam, one of the most ancient mathas and most ancient Hindu kingdoms. And we'll now be offering the rituals and celebrating traditionally with at the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalayam in Adi KAILASA Sarvignapeetam. And we'll be moving on into the temple rituals and the festivities that we have planned and we have today. So now we'll be concluding today's program, and we'll be moving on into the next events of this celebration. We invite each and every one of you to join and stay tuned with us as we are celebrating this Nithyanandotsavam. We'll now be concluding with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.